Hi, my name is Victoria Apodaca, and today I'll be going over social psychology. The first concept I'll be going over is on social influence, and then I'll go on to the next concept, which is on cults. And then I'll go on to the third concept, which is about Robert Sternberg's triangular theory of love. And that's it. I hope you enjoy. So what is social psychology? Well, in my own terms, it's the study of a person's behavior, thoughts, and the way they feel that can be influenced by their environment, and this environment can be real or imagined, such as like when a little kid imagines their environment, they can be influenced by their own imagination in a way, and they can also be influenced by the presence of another human being, such as we're influenced by our friends and our family. The first concept I'll be going over is social influence. To me, social influence is when interactions between other people provide the opportunity for one person to have a presence on others. This can be indirectly or directly, and it can affect their feelings and thoughts, which is exactly what social influence is. My example, performing a real world example of this with my little sisters. So, in Act's classic study of conformity, I hope I said that right, it showed that people will change their behaviors to match others. So, I have 8 sisters. Um, this is because my parents remarried, and I have 4 real sisters and then 3 stepsisters and a little brother, but I don't think he'll be here today. But, anyways, so basically, I have a really little stepsister. Her name is Sophie, and she's 9. And I want to see if she'll give into conformity because in the study, basically, you give them a card.
Okay, Charlotte, go.
Okay, B.
Honey.
It's line B.
B.
Sophie, which one is the longest?
I don't know, I think A.
Which one is?
A.
It's B.
No, it's.
B's
Which line's
B.
longer? B's longer.
Which one do you think is the longest?
B.
No!
So, this is why I went over cults. I read in the book that not all cults are bad and some are accepted in the world today, such as Roman Catholics. And I did not know this because I was baptized as a Catholic and my whole family was Catholic pretty much my whole life until recently. When I was 10 years old, my dad made the decision to convert us from Catholicism to Christianity. And so pretty much me and my dad are the only ones who are Christian, and my whole side of my dad's family is still Catholic. And my dad was actually raised Catholic his whole entire life. So it was really interesting to read this because I never saw them as a cult, but I always associated the word cult with really bad things, like really radical groups, such as Charles Manson and Jim Jones, who they both did really horrible things and they were really like manipulative and crazy leaders and they really scared people. So that's always what I associated cults with. But so I did some research on Roman Catholicism to see like, is it a cult? Is that what people really think? And I found that it's headquartered in Rome, Italy, and the Vatican rules over it. And this church does have a strict set of beliefs and they come together for worship, which can be associated with cults, obviously. But Christians and a bunch of other groups do that too, where we all come together and worship God together. But I guess just because of the Pope, it's seen as a cult because the Pope, they like worship the Pope. And I never really understood what the Pope was or like what he does. But I guess they worship him and they love him and they do whatever he says. So that could be seen as a cult. I can understand that point of view. But other than that, the only way Roman Catholics could be seen as cult-like is like when they were back in the day where like they ruled like over lands with the king and they did really bad things to people and were like, if you're not Catholic or if you question God, like we're gonna kill you. Which is by Robert Sternberg's theory of love. So basically he said that there are 3 components to love. There is passion, commitment, and intimacy. Intimacy is how close you feel with somebody and the feelings of closeness that you share with that person. And this can be with your friends or your significant other, such as, I'm close to my best friend Sienna, but I'm also really close to my boyfriend in different ways. Like, it differs, obviously. And then there's passion, which is love, and it can be associated with sex, of course, but it can also be associated with other emotions, such as holding hands with somebody else. And then there's commitment, which is when somebody makes long-term decisions for the relationship that they're in, such as getting married, of course, and then other little commitments like you're my boyfriend, so I'm not gonna date anyone else, commitment. So basically there's a triangle that Robert Sternberg formed, and inside of it is consummate love. And that's the first one I wanted to go over because I have an example of consummate love from my actual life, and it's my grandparents. So my grandparents just had their 50th anniversary, and consummate love to Robert Sternberg is when all three components are combined, and it's like the ultimate goal that everybody wants to reach, of course. Everybody wants to grow up old with somebody and just stay in love their whole entire lives, and it's really hard to achieve, but my grandparents achieved that, and I think it's really special. So basically, it's true because they have the passion there for each other, they have the commitment, they never cheated on each other, they always stayed together, they always lived together, and they also are still intimate with each other. They still hold hands, they still kiss each other, they love each other, and I feel like that's the ultimate goal everyone wants to reach. And everybody also always says that whoever knows me or whoever knows my grandparents says that one day they want that. One day they want to grow old with somebody and still be in love. So I think that's the ultimate goal, and my grandparents reached that. And then I would say that my actual parents are in companionate love, which comes right before consummate love, and is basically when you are companions with somebody, and it's like you are emotionally connected to each other and you are very committed to each other, and this is when people are married or have kids together. So that would be my parents. I think that one day they will reach consummate love, but they're just not there yet because, I have to compare it to my grandparents because I feel like my grandparents reached that consummate love with each other, and my parents just don't have it yet because they're just not at my grandparents' level yet, I feel like. So I would say my parents are companion love, and that's like when people are married, and raising people together. And then I feel like romantic love is more of like when you're in love with somebody, and romantic love is when intimacy and passion are together. So for romantic love, I would say that's probably just like me and my boyfriend. We've been together for a while, and we definitely haven't reached companion love or consummate love because we haven't reached any of those goals like getting married or having kids together or being together while we're old or any of that. So that's what I would say romantic love is. And then there's also other ones like liking people, which is intimacy only. Obviously, it was when you have a crush on somebody, of course. There is empty love, which is commitment only. I don't know what that is. I think that means when you're married or with somebody, but you're not you don't have any passion for them, and it's just a love where you see people who are together for no reason, basically. There's nothing there anymore. Then there's fatuous love, which is passion plus commitment. And I don't know if that would be me and my boyfriend too, because we're committed to each other, but I'm not sure. I think romantic love is. And then infatuation is when it's passion only. And this has been experienced a lot in my past relationships, where they only dated me because they thought I was pretty or something. They never dated me because they actually loved me or anything. And that's a lot of relationships that a lot of people go through. And my dad had to explain that to me when I was young. It was it's just infatuation. They just like you because of the way you look. They don't like you because of other things, where they only feel passion towards people. And a lot of people get that confused with love, I feel like. But yeah, I thought this theory was really interesting, and I wanted to go over it because I want to talk about my grandparents' goals, and I wanted to show what I feel like consummate love is. And yeah, that's it.